Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, of course, I'm not sure I've mentioned this before. This is, of course, a demo. I do not own this full piece of software suite. However, I believe I think I've we started, gentlemen, and I okay. I don't understand. Just select. We'll select the cams. There we go. New upgrades available. Oh, I'll try that out. Now. There we go. And I don't understand any of this. So we'll move away from this. And we'll just close the menu. There we go. There we go. Now, I was, I suppose it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while, so I'm not entirely sure. Here we go. I may have forgotten some of the finer points of the game, but of course we'll, Grimsby, like that. Yes, we'll start off with this. I don't know how far that is. Well, it's fine, I think. Now, I don't, afraid I don't understand. What about this? Is this good? I don't know. Oh, we'll try this, I suppose. I don't really understand it. Today, I suppose we will be talking about yes, freight and different types of freight, and lovely. Now we'll just pull away. I suppose we'll have to follow the navigation, because I'm having some... here we go! Having some difficulty seeing where I'm going. That shouldn't be a problem for long. Here we go, and different types of freight. Now, the most common types of freight consist of... Oh, one moment, let's check our surroundings. Good, nothing coming. So, the most popular types of freight consist of... Oh! I'm afraid we're not going the right way, ladies and gentlemen. I think this can be remedied. The most popular types of freight consist of road via such vehicles such as this one. Good. We're gonna make sure that stays green. Good. Now, yes, the different versions of freight. Oh, vegan land. Oh, a place for vegans. That sounds promising, I'm sure. Too many. And the different types of freight, of course, are road. Oh, hello. With such vehicles, such as this. The truck. Being the most common way of transporting large amounts. Oh, red light. And away we go. The most common, oh dear. Well, I've parked poorly there. Oh, a lot of poor parking there. Oh, red light, I can see. Oh no, it's behind us, I see. Oh, now this is a view. Here we go. We've got, trucks, such as, this one. Although you do have, vans, also, I think the vast majority of, large-scale freight, which is what we think of, I think, most of the time, when we think of freight, is delivered to us, via these kinds of, truck. Now, these trucks will always have advantages and disadvantages over other stuff. Oh! Like there, I can see it. And away we go. It will have its advantages and disadvantages, compared to... Oh, excuse me, so, evasive manoeuvres. Have its advantages and disadvantages with different types of road and other freight. Joy. Well, that didn't take very long, that gentleman. I suppose we can keep going. Yes, let's go for that. Wonderful! We have made 1,750. Ooh, and one of the benefits is it's a large amount of cargo capacity compared to, for instance, a van. One moment. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. There we go. And oh dear. Oh, I didn't mean to select that, but I suppose this is where we're going now. And needless to say, we've got I can see. There we go. One of the things that we have with road freight, its main disadvantage here is rolling resistance. Now, rolling resistance comes from once you have overcome the inertia of an object. There is, of course, the amount of energy you have to expend to keep that object going in the same direction, the same speed. And then how to... Oh dear. This does not appear to be the way, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, we can fix that in a jiffy. And... Oh! Someone has parked that fence quite poorly there. Now, yes, of course the main disadvantage is the high rolling resistance. Now, it takes quite a large amount of energy, which is expressed here via fuel, to keep something going, and that is a problem. Another one of the advantages, of course, is that roadways, which is this this version of travel's our main version of travel, I suppose, comes nearly very wide. Sorry, concentrating on this one. Very wide selection of this planet that we reside on. Although I shouldn't make judgments. Of course, I'm assuming we share the same planet. And I won't judge if you purport to be from some other place, such as Mars, Venus, Abergavenny, one of Pluto's moons or rings. Oh, sorry, no, I forgot that Pluto is no longer a planet, and so it can no longer be classified as a ringed planet. So, I think I've mentioned now some of the pros and cons of the of freight travel here on the road, and one of the chief problems being rolling resistance, which requires a large amount of fuel to keep the freight moving, and of course it requires a lot of attention all of the time. Whenever it is in motion, it requires a sharp and steady mind to maintain concentration for a long period of time, because of course this is not the only thing on the road. The keenly aware must be the ones that take this responsibility of transporting our goods. Now that requires that, of course, we have this keen mind, and we must stress this keen mind for the entirety of the duration, because, of course, as I say, the only things on the road, or rather, trucks are not the only thing on the road. Now, you take a group of maybe 10 people, and you entrust them to do a job, a relatively simple task. I think we can all reasonably expect that we have sharp mind. Even if we're not the sharpest minds, giving them a simple task, we're unlikely. We think that it's unlikely that in this group of 10 people, let's say, that things will go catastrophically wrong. Oh dear, we stopped in the road there. That's not something that I really think we should be encouraging, especially from a police force. Anyway, so what we have here is what I was saying. So we have 10 people. I think we can safely say that these 10 people will be able to carry out a task fairly well. Our trust is built. The fewer people we have, the more trust we can have in the entire group being able to appropriately deal with the troubles and stresses of such a task. Now, of course, driving on a road is not a purely simple task. It requires you to memorise a large amount of knowledge about how the roads work, and there are many rules, there are many regulations. I think for good reason. I don't bemoan the fact that that to drive you must be to a reasonably high standard of mental agility and acuity, and not be weighed down with the drinking and the sleeping and the pop music whilst you're driving. Now, when we take this same group of 10 people and ask them to accomplish a difficult or complicated task, you may reasonably expect that one or two of them may start to find difficulty with this task. Now, imagine that you have not 10 people, but the entirety of a road network. Now, do you really trust all of them to be up to the high standards of for instance, a freight driver such as myself in the simulation? Of course, I'm not a truck freight driver in real life. But he's overtaken me there. I don't think as strictly necessary on a road like this, but I will allow this. Now, yes, as I'm saying, when you suddenly ask an entire nation to deal with these roads and these rules, do you really expect all of them to be able to do this at all times? I don't. So that's another one of the disadvantages. Oh, excuse me. One of the disadvantage of freight, because we have to take into account not only the competence of the truck driver, but of every single other mind on that stretch of road. Now, this is difficult to guarantee. You may be able to take truck drivers to the very highest levels of competence, and only hire the very highest of competent individuals. However, you just cannot you cannot expect everyone on the road to be at a high level of competence. See, for instance, that driver there it was just not. Oh dear, we have an engine malfunction, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this brings me on to there's a disadvantage. We have maintenance now. These machines are a complex ballet of moving parts. Now, these parts are all being maintained, even if we do not take into account frankly incredible complexity of an internal combustion engine in such a device, which really does take up the vast majority of individual components in this scenario. There is the fact that it just will take into account just the tyres. Now, rubber, which is what these tyres will be made out of, it will perish over time, and the stresses of these often heavy loads over a long distance, this will take maintenance, and then we move away from, for instance, the tyres. We also have the large amount of fuel being consumed, which I believe I've mentioned. Now, these trucks, these use air brakes. Now, these are fed by a large number of tubes. Now, these are also made of rubber and perishable. And I'm not saying that the fault here is merely on rubber. I don't have a problem against rubber as a material. I'm just saying that even a metal tube will require maintenance, because there is a large amount of stuff there, and as soon as you have a problem with one of the safety features of a truck is that it will lock all the brakes. Brakes on a truck someone just overtook a truck on the left there, which is not appropriate correspondence on a motorway. You should always I've heard the term that overtaking must be you must pass two tests, and that is if it is legal and worth it. Now, I would argue that neither of them there were satisfied. Where was I? So, air brakes, yes. Air brakes on tracks use air pressure not to latch brakes onto cylinders or discs or drums, but rather... Oh dear. A lack of vision here. I'm just gonna... Oh! There we go. I'm just gonna press buttons until I figure out how to get the windscreen wipers on. No. Oh no! Oh dear. No. Oh, that steers! Oh, wonderful! Oh dear, oh. Right, I appear to have turned off the track there. No, I don't... Oh. Here we go. Something you do with what we're saying is, all of these brakes are connected via air hoses. So if there is a problem with even one of the air hoses, the truck will assume that well, this is now too dangerous to operate. Now, if the driver is not aware that it is too dangerous to operate, they will soon find out, because of course air pressure is not used to hold the brakes on a truck, but to use to keep them off. So when there is no air pressure, instead of having no brakes, it is only brakes. Now this is a problem not only with maintenance, but whilst I acknowledge that it is the safer option, you don't want a runaway truck. You don't want the truck coming down the hill, the runaway truck coming down the hill, and the air brakes blow, and they don't do anything, of course. So, I think I've outlined some of the pros and cons with freight such as this. Another version, of course, is Oceanic Freight. Now, this has a large amount of overlap with another form of freight, which is air freight. Now, this, of course, these have their pros and cons as well. So, what we have here. Oh, someone crashed behind me, apparently. We'll go for Oceanic Freight here. Now, these are transported on boats or ships. I spot an opportunity here to pump in fuel. Lovely! Right. I've pressed a line and I'm not. Maybe if I try enter. Now if I try A. I'll try joy A. I'll try joy A and enter. Well, I'm afraid I don't understand this. Yes, Oceanic Freight. So, Oceanic Freight covers the ocean, as I say, either on a boat or a ship, and I cannot remember the exact definition of a ship versus boat. I'm sure that will be interesting reading for you folks, so I won't spoil it. Oh dear, this is quite poorly designed. I really hoped that my handy-dandy navigation system would have alerted me to this problem in the road, so I'll just have to turn around and go around. What goes around comes back onto the motorway, as they say. And now, yes, Oceanic Freight. So Oceanic Freight goes over the ocean, either in a boat or a ship, of course. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. You will have to excuse me just for a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I suppose there hasn't been any pause for you. I, however, I was away for a moment, and I must say, I don't remember what it is that I was saying. Or rather, I remember what it is what I was saying, but I don't remember where I got there, where I got in it, as it were. So, I believe, I think I was starting on about Oceanic Freight. Now, Oceanic Freight has some pros and cons. However, for all of its cons, its existence is justified, no matter the difficulties, no matter the cons rather, with the fact that we have to get freight over oceans. Now, of course, this shares something to do with air travel. Air travel being able to traverse oceans as well. However, they do so in differing ways. But by virtue of there not being road or rail access across the vast oceanic depths, we must use one of the two. Now, of course, you could attempt to say you only really need one, but there will be problems with both sides, which I'll have to explain. So, Oceanic Freight comes with ships and/or boats. I don't believe there's much submarine freight. That would be... no, actually, I thought it would be interesting, but as it turns out, I don't think it would be interesting, and obviously, and really, when what? So, well, we have the main freight would of course be very large. Oh dear. What do I do about... Come back here. Okay. Now, what to do about this, ladies and gentlemen? I think if I'm careful and wise, I will be able to deal with this impasse. I feel sorry for that person, because they have no shoulder to cry on there. As I was saying, I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh dear. I was saying, yes, I was saying that, oh dear. Oh. I was saying that, services, excellent. That ocean. So we have very large cargo ships, which is the main focus of freight via oceanic ways. Now, these are colossal, really vast things, and one of the main advantages of this kind of freight is not only is it stop the joyrous. I guess I'll try E. Right. I'll do... Oh no, yes, I'll have to do this again. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Filling up. Filling up. Filling up here. That must be fine. Yes, a truly colossal amount of freight can be transported. Oh, that's badly placed that first there. A truly colossal amount of freight may be transported via these truly colossal boat ships. Now, that is really, I suppose, its main advantage. And not only is it able to cross in between continents, it is also really a huge capacity. Now, some of the problems come from the fact that these are so large that the typical dock, which you would have for smaller boat ships, may not be able to accommodate such a thing so large, and also the resistance in water is much higher than resistance in air, which means it is difficult to get to high speeds, which means they are, by their very nature, relatively slow, relative, of course, to air travel, I suppose. Fuel is also a concern, mainly because of just how unpleasant fuel is that goes into these large ships. Now, these large ships will usually use, I believe it's bunker fuel, or bunker oil, or something along those lines. Now, this is incredibly harmful, and it's not something, it's not nearly as refined as something you would put into, for instance, a road freight, such as this here track. Now, this is obviously a problem for air purposes, breathing purposes. Also, you require a large amount of it, which means you also have to store this fuel somewhere, which takes up capacity there. And of course, there's the ever-present problem of just how unpleasant this fuel is in general. Now, there is more slightly cleaner versions of these bunker fuel. However, even the cleanest of bunker fuel is not nearly as clean. I'll say clean relatively, of course. Not nearly as clean as, for instance, the petrol that you would put in a car, or the diesel that you would put into this truck. There is, of course, we'll come on to kerosene, I'm sure. And one moment, speaking of kerosene, I better fill up. So, right, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So arrangement for this. And a moment now. That's fine. That's fine. Where was I? Yes. So we. Oh, I suppose. See. Should I indicate? No, I'm confused there. I think this is the way out. I've got this a poorly placed mirror. I can't see where I'm going. We go. Right. So what I was saying is the fuel. Well, the fuel is certainly one of the disadvantages of this particular type of freight. There's there are other benefits, of course. Another of the downsides is a lack of control. Now, these objects it's very difficult to put into perspective just how large they are. And of course, there is no solid surface which these craft may be able to use to slow themselves down. So, even though they go at a relatively modest speed and won't break any airspeed records in a boat, even though it's difficult to get this moving, once you've got this amount of mass up to speed, it is of course difficult to get it to stop. Oh, they've stopped in the way there, which is unpleasant. I'll just there we go. I will merely navigate around the. Oh, you could move. Oh. Now this would be irritating to the other driver. This bus here, it seems that it could have continued on, but decided to stop for no really apparent reason, which is not our polite etiquette on a motorway, as seen here. So what we have here is I guess is when you're attempting to slow down an object such as this truck, you may merely apply the brakes. Now, these ships, they do not have brakes, so they must really just slow down. Oh dear. Huh? So this is a lack of control. Now, lack of control in any form of transport is obviously a detriment to it. However, this is usually not a huge problem, as it is with modern mapping technology. We will tend to know where such a vehicle is and how far away they are. So we can use these modern navigation methods to find out when you should stop accelerating, or rather inducing movement, because of course acceleration there, once you've got up to the top speed, you're not accelerating, you're merely maintaining speed there. And I think what I was saying. Yes, I feel we've come at this efficiency. This is the big downside is the unpleasantness of the fuel, the relative slow speed, and the lack of control. Now, this comes on to air travel. Now, air travel and air travel for freight will often. Oh, one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's better. So we come to air travel. Now, air travel also has a problem with fuel. Now, fuel, the fuel I'll use here is kerosene. Or kerosene, if you so desire. Now this is certainly not a pleasant substance. And modern engines for such a here we go. For such a craft. Are much more efficient than previous engines in times gone by, but of course we have. Oh, one moment, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Okay. Cannot see. Oh. There we go. Oh, I remember this now. That seems fine. Now, as I was saying, there's kerosene. Kerosene, can be unpleasant, and what? Oh dear. Whilst it is whilst kerosene is a problem, and modern aeroplanes do burn a lot of kerosene. It is frankly impressive how much kerosene they burn. You have the problem that it's not pleasant when burned, not pleasant when unburned, and the general lack of efficiency compared to other forms of freight travel. Now, the advantages of air travel, or freight air travel, course, is the fact that you can go at a much higher speed, sometimes several hundred miles an hour, gentlemen, which in kilometres an hour would be several hundred kilometres an hour, I believe. You'll have to check the maths on that, but it depends on how many kilometres you're going over a set distance and time. Just navigating this. There we go. I feel like we've done well there. Oh no! Now that is a shame. That's a poorly placed infrastructure there. Okay, it looks like I'll just have to go over here. There we go. There we go. And things proceed apace, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no! Oh, these appear to be unreliable engines. I'm not sure whether this is representative of real life road freight. I hope not, because this has not been tremendously reliable vehicle. Of course. Planes are by far, as far as I think, the fastest form of travel when travelling freight. It also can take a large amount of freight, although it is expensive. It's quite expensive, because these are not simple craft. These have a high level of maintenance needed, even far larger than for instance this truck vehicle here. Now, I think what we need to understand here is everything has had so far pros and cons. Now, rail, not rail, air slash ship. Air slash ship slash thingy boat shipping. Shipping. Comes they all have their drawbacks. However, there is a form of freight that does not have nearly so many drawbacks. Here we go, and that is rail. Now, rail. Fine. Here we go. Now, rail has so many advantages, and I think it should just be the default de facto. So, trains can take a huge amount of freight. The problems with trucks is mitigated there. Here we go. The problems that trucks have with speed is also partly. That's one. No. 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 Oh! I'll just get a viewpoint here. Now, what some of the problems? Road freight. Trains can, of course, move faster than via roads, because, of course, the speed limits on rail can be higher. The problem with that there can be a huge number of unskilled individuals as well as skilled individuals on the road. It's not a problem on the rail because of how difficult it is to access to a novice. So we predispose that someone on the rail is competent, very competent, so competent enough that they have passed any such exams to get into a position of this kind of power. Now, we also have some of the disadvantages with air and water freight. Now, these are hugely fuel intensive, whereas trains have a long history of being able to be, low air pressure, low pressure in the air brake system. Oh, rats, ladies and gentlemen. I suppose I'll just carry on here whilst it, we are moving slightly, ladies and gentlemen. So, I should talk about pantographs. Now, pantographs are able to transfer electricity into the electric motors of trains. Now, of course, electric motors is not the only form of powering a train. However, it neatly solves the problem with dirty fuels with the other types of freight. However, and there's also far less traffic on rails compared to a busy road. So there are far less opportunities for someone to either make a mistake or have someone that is so inexperienced that they would make a novice mistake. Now, of course, mistakes do happen, but it's difficult to it's very difficult to take the wrong. It's difficult to crash a train, whereas it's just one lapse of concentration in a vehicle such as other than a train. There are no guiding rails to keep them on track. We also have the fact that trains can transport a very large amount of freight. For instance, if you want to add more freight somewhere, you just add more on the end of the train. There's also the matter of rolling resistance. So rolling resistance is much lower on a train because, of course, it is metal against metal instead of rubber against tarmac. Which means once you have the vehicle up to speed, you barely need any energy to keep it going, because it's just inclined to keep on going. Its moment of inertia has met its match moment, and will moment it match very well. I'll just my engine malfunction again. Here we go. Again, there are other advantages, of course. What are some of the things I was saying about other things? Yes. So we have. Okay, good. We have. I don't remember what I've said. Anyway. Rail travel. Rail travel. Wherever there are major cities and in important places, there will be rail tracks. Although rail is the railways are not as extensive as the road network, it's not far off, and you need only one train to take the job of many trucks, which compounds the fuel savings, and. So, I'm sorry, I don't know how to stop that. I'll just... There we go. I think I'll just have to... joy A. There we go. We've made some gains here. Wonderful. Well, I can think of no other way of ending this off with Miss Trellis, you're welcome. I have answered your question, and the answer is rail. It is always rail. Rail is just... It is a near perfect solution to any problem you have. If you're a service that provides mail or post or conveyances or nanomachines, depending on the country in which you reside. These messages can be transported by rail. They can run through the night. There's unlikely to be anything coming the other way, because of course you have multiple rails, and there is a large set of infrastructure to keep such accidents from occurring. There is it is just difficult to gauge how much superior it is. Oh, gauge. Gauge. Anyway, I think that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just okay. Alright, that appears to be it. Free trial of the game ends here. To continue with your journey, please purchase the game. Well, if my viewers are so sufficiently inclined to tell me that they would like more of this content, please do tell me, and I will consider going further with the series. However, I feel like the series has gone about as well as could be expected. We made no serious blunders, and I believe I'll leave you there. And do goodbye.